Yeah, yeah. Oh, these jobs ain't loyal. No, they ain't. Oh, these jobs ain't loyal. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your man CJ, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again, back with another video. Now, you heard what I was just singing. These jobs are not loyal. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you one reason I do enjoy being a travel nurse, especially a local travel nurse, because you get to see different people in different walks of life, and you get to hear their stories, and you don't have to go that far away. You know, I work about 2 hours away from where I live, and just to see people with so many different backgrounds, so many different stories, it's always an interesting thing. Now, I want to tell you a story that a CNA told me 2 days ago, and I thought it was interesting, and I thought it was just a good example of how these jobs, they're not loyal. The only thing they care about is the money, and how you have to learn how to adapt accordingly. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but what I am saying is that if you don't learn how to play the game, you are going to be another disgruntled, bitter employee swallowed up by the healthcare field. And we're going to talk about also how not to be that. Let's get into it.
But you can live pretty well by yourself.
Now, before we get into the video, I need you to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Listen, it helps me with the algorithm. We are on our way to 32,000 subs. I really do appreciate all the support that I've been getting, and it just helps me, and I appreciate it. Thank you in advance. Now let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. So I was at work, you know, I'm charting, I'm in my downtime and everything like that, and you know, for some reason I think I have a big old sign on my forehead that says, come talk to me about whatever you want. Because people have a knack of just wanting to talk to me about stuff that has nothing to do with me 99% of the time. But anyway, one of the seniors, and she's a nice lady. We've had conversations about cruising in the past, but one of the seniors, she came up to me and she was like, CJ, do you know what these MFers told me? Now, she's a staff senior. She's not a travel senior. And I said, what'd they tell you? They said that they were mad at me because I don't pick up enough. Not that she calls in, not that she doesn't come to work or is even late, but she doesn't pick up extra shifts enough. Now, mind you, as a full-time employee, you are only required to pick up your full-time hours. Nothing more, nothing less. And there, the CNAs work 12-hour shifts. So she says, man, I got called into the office because they are upset that I haven't wanted to pick up any overtime. Now, this woman is in her 60s. Nice lady, she does her job well, but she says, hey, listen, by the time my 3 shifts are up, I'm tired. How these mother effers gonna say this and say that? She said in 9 years of being employed by that company, she has never been late. She has, and she always comes to work an hour early, and she has never called off in 9 years. Now, to me, that's very impressive. 1, to be loyal to a company that long. 2, to never call off in 9 years of work. And 3, to be an hour early every day. That is extremely impressive. It's impressive. It's nothing to sneeze at, because I know for sure that would not be me. But anyway, she goes, yeah, they called me into the office and they were mad at me because I'm not picking up enough overtime and all that kind of stuff. And she goes, I don't do overtime. I do my 3 and I go. I have a husband who's not the best, who's not feeling the best, and he's kind of sick right now, and I have other things that I need to attend to outside of this job. Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. When I tell you that these companies are all about the dollar and all about covering themselves and everything like that, that's exactly what I mean. There is no loyalty in the healthcare field. And as much as you think that it might be, there are constant examples every single day of how there is no loyalty within this field. How are you going to get mad at an individual who never calls off, who comes into work and over 9 years has never been late, has always been early, how are you not rewarding this person, giving them their accolades and singing their praises and giving them all kind of incentives to keep becoming, or to continue her employment? How are you not doing that as a company? Well, it's because they don't give a crap. That's why. Look, you're not doing enough. And yeah, we know that you go above and beyond all the time, but we're not really concerned with that. We are concerned about why you're not picking up these extra hours and covering this shortage. Now, I've always said that 2 jobs that I would not want in this field is a director of nursing job and a scheduler. Those seem like 2 of the absolute worst jobs you can possibly have in the healthcare field, especially the scheduler, because you got so much to deal with. You got to help combat the shorting staff, or the staff shortage, and you got to help accommodate everybody to their needs. People need days off, people need this, people need that. It's not enough aides or nurses in the building, and you are initially the first person that has to hear it. And I'm not about that life at all, ladies and gentlemen. And the lady who got in trouble told me she used to be a scheduler, but she chose not to do it for that exact reason. And I want you to understand something. Now, I don't know this CNA's personal business. I don't know why she's doing what she's doing at her age. I don't know. That's not my business, and I'm not really here to talk about her in particular. But I am going to use the situation as an example of why you have to have a plan when you are in this field. Because being a CNA is backbreaking work. It is backbreaking work, and the older you get, the more difficult it's going to become. Now, mind you, I only work in a facility where it's 55 to 57 residents max. They've never had any more than 57 residents in the building. Now, I come from a history of working in facilities where there could be 90 residents and only 3 CNAs in the building. So, in all actuality, we have 4 to 5 CNAs on shift every single night. Since I've been there, there may have been a call off where it was only 3. Now, ladies and gentlemen, they are doing very well as far as the staffing in my eyes is concerned, because I've seen terrible staffing ratios where 1 CNA has 30 residents. That's more than half their population where I'm at. So I'm not saying that you should be good with having, 20 or 15 residents and stuff like that, but I am saying that it could be a lot worse. But if you don't have a plan of action and be very intentional while you're in this field, and before you even get into this field, you are going to be swallowed up alive, and you are going to be very upset when you give everything that you have to give to a job just like this CNA is, and they tell you what they tell you. It's not enough, because it's never enough. You have to do this for you, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, do a good job with taking care of your residents, but you still have to do this for you. You have to come up with a plan of action. Listen, I'm about to do this. Write it down. Figure out when you're going to get in and get out. The long-term game is not to stay a CNA for a lifetime. I know that's going to sound offensive to some people, but I'm only saying it because it breaks you down. I have seen so many examples of CNAs with back braces, with canes, all kind of physical ailments that the field has brought them, and it's just not worth it in the end. Now, I understand everybody doesn't want to be a nurse, and that's fine, but I would highly recommend that if you are going to be a CNA, you get the biggest buck for the smallest amount of time. Definitely look into travel CNA. Figure out what you need to do to get into that. Then you are maximizing your money for the least amount of time to where you could potentially start a business or do something else to where it's not so physically taxing on your body. I've seen what it can do to people. And again, when you don't have a plan and you invest all your time, effort, and energy, and when somebody disrespects you like that to your face, it does something to your spirit. it does something to your spirit. What do you mean I'm not doing enough? I've been here for 9 years. I come an hour early every day and I've never called off. And you say I'm not doing enough? I can see why a person will get mad at that. But this is why your mindset got to be right. They don't care about you. Okay? But that don't mean you can't play their game. And once you play their game and you figure out how to bend the game towards your will, then let the chips fall where they may. You got to do what's best for you, because they are always going to do what's best for them. Always, always, always. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you on this video today. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. The podcast, the panel podcast, will be returning early September. I'm reposting clips from old podcasts to get you ready, but it's going to be new and improved, new camera equipment, new microphone, a whole new setup. So if you are interested on being a panelist on this show, let me know. Send me an email, cjkyles90@gmail.com. Please be a healthcare worker. You dig what I'm saying? And you don't even necessarily got to be a healthcare worker, but I want you to be a professional. I understand that everybody's not a professional, but if you are interested in being a frequent panelist on this podcast, I would like you to be a professional, because there is a certain image that we are trying to get across on this channel. And it's time to bring balance back to content. So that's what I plan to do. Please be a professional. You don't even have to be in healthcare necessarily. I've already talked to Nurse Roxy. Y'all go check Nurse Roxy out on YouTube. Nurse Roxy is back on board, and I'm looking for 1 to 2 more panelists that are going to be frequent guests. Please have good personality. Please have the ability to be able to debate but not get in your feelings. Please be able to articulate a conversation without cursing. And I understand letting a curse word slip every now and then, but you know, your whole conversation don't have to be about cursing. And yes, our panelists are required to be on camera. So if you are interested and you feel like you had a personality and you feel like you want to get on camera, you have something you want to say, and you can engage in healthy debates, please come through. There is no age, well, you got to be at least 18, but there's no age requirement for real. You're not too old, nothing like that. I just ask you to have some charisma and personality, that's all. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my name is CJ, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again, back with another video. And we are out.